So we've done our first row and we're all at the stage where we're ready to knit. So we're now going to put the needle with all the stitches on into our left hand, but if you're left-handed, you will put them into your right hand. So right-handed in your left hand. Then you get the needle with no stitches on, and you're going to insert it from the front of the loop to the back of the loop, and it forms what I call a teepee. Then, holding it all in your hand, you're going to put the yarn around the needle, and it just goes between the two needles. There's a space, and then slowly pull the right hand needle towards you, and there appears the new stitch. So we're going to do that again. So we go from the front to the back. You're going to go around the needle into that space between the two needles, and then you just move the knitting needle away from you and it just picks up. That's your new loop. Ever so easy, really easy, and knock off the old stitch. So we go from the front to the back, we go around that needle and we pull it, and it just slips in between the two needles. Push with the index finger, and there is the new stitch. And then you just push off the old stitch. So don't pull them too tight, they still have to slide nice and easy, front to back, around the needle, push, and then knock off. So that's 4, and we're going to do all the stitches. So from front to back, around the needle, in between the two needles, pick up the new stitch and knock off. Front to back, around the needle, pick up the new stitch and knock off the old stitch. So really what you're doing is transferring stitches from one needle to the other, and you'll get a rhythm as you go. So front to back, around the needle, that's the new stitch, drop off the old stitch. Front to back, around the needle and pull. Front to back, around the needle, pull the needle, there's the new stitch. Sometimes you might catch a bit of a past stitch. Just keep all the stitches as clear as you can, front to back, around the needle, then just pick up the new stitch and drop off. 3 more to go if you've got 16. Through, front to back, around. So that's the last stitch. You can clearly see the teepee around the needle, in the middle of the teepee, and then just carefully pick up, and that's your first row. Always count that you have the same number of stitches as you started with. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, and then you repeat that. So you swap hands. So now I have my first row in my left hand, right hand if you're left-handed. So we start again, but this time only at the beginning of every row from now on you are going to slip the first stitch. So you literally put your needle in from the front to the back and you just literally knock it off, and then you start proper front to back around the needle, pull through. And what it does, it just creates a straighter line so that your knitting isn't wonky. So, and then you work into all the previous stitches from front to back, round the needle, pull through, front to back, round the needle and pull through. We'll just do one row, front to back, round the needle, front to back, round, pull through. I was thinking, how can I do this in my other hand? See if I can swap over. No, I'm not sure I can halfway through a row. Front to back, round the needle, push it. Okay. So the needles, when the stitches, when you're transferring them, have them towards the end of the knitting needle, but not right on the end, because you might just drop them off. And there's the last stitch. Through, front to the back, around the TP, pull through and drop off. Pull the yarn a little bit when you've hit the end. And there we have 2 rows of knitting, and you can see how it's beginning to form these lovely wavy lines, and that's what you want, wavy lines and straight edges. So what I would like you to do is to knit me a piece that's about 15 centimeters in length. So this is one that I was working on before, so you can see all the beautiful wavy lines. And it's about 15 centimeters. You might want to make it a little bit longer. And this is what we're going to use to form a purse, or it can be the body of a teddy. So let's see how far you get, and I will see you back when you've got a small piece of knitting.